Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to be continuing as Phoenicia. The event for competitive multiplayer did get delayed, postponed, in terms of several players couldn't make the start time, apparently, and so that got pushed back, and so it's not any longer kind of overlapping with our normal stream spot, but we do stream every Saturday morning, so I thought we would continue this run where we started as Carthage, now we're Phoenicia. We still have yet to salt Rome. We're gonna do it. I swear to God we're gonna do it. Everyone, the timeline will be restored. Last episode, we did in fact create the timeline restored block for the purposes of restoring the timeline, and you know, I was going to make a time travel joke, but you guys didn't like it, so I won't. And we will just be, you know, kind of continuing on. Everyone knows that, you know, timeline restoration involves food standardization. This is the truth. And so let's get into it. Because I'm the first. Oh, rar. The last. The Omega. Hey, Ivar, how's it going? Are we burning Rome? Either way, we're salting it. Either way, bacon. Smoked, if you will. Hey, Gene, how's it going? How are you doing? Do you have off work today? We are building up electricity, which is important for burning Rome. And we are also playing with, as part of this, you guys might notice a bunch of different countries. This is part of Project Variety. And then also, you guys may notice, or sorry, not companies, countries, as well as kind of some of this stuff, which is giving a bunch of bonuses and stuff that looks a whole lot like EU4. So this is part of Project Variety, and then we are also playing with the More Unique Companies mod that, as you might suspect, adds more unique companies. Currently, we're working on incorporating Rio de Janeiro because we want to use a company that is there. But we get access to an aspect here, so why don't we come into our religion and think what it is that we want. Well, we're getting close to that 75% literacy mark. Which is an important breakpoint. We did also change up a little bit what we're doing in terms of drink. We're now mixing the Sonic drink, because I know you guys always ask, with the SodaStream energy drink, but the Zero Cal diet version. And so, rather than drinking an energy drink in its entirety, although we still have some energy drinks left, I think we'll go with... Man, I wish trade was good. If trade was good, this would be so much more fun for RPing. Trade is just super bad right now, though. I think we're going to go with this. We could also... Oh, we already have the birth rate. We already have this. Yeah, let's go with this. We have 4 bonuses active. Hands General Schultz Shaker. Hell yeah, brother. On vacation until Monday, so 2 more days of freedom. Very nice, very nice. It seems like no matter what day I'm streaming, you're either... It seems like 80% of the time I'm streaming and you pop in, you either got off work or are just going to work. So it feels like you work every single day. Of course, you might feel like you work every single day. The truth hurts. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. How are we doing on this money? We're in fact gaining money when you consider the investment pool, so we actually have to add more construction. We were having a really hard time, you know, kind of filling our construction queue last time we were playing these guys, so maybe this is something to focus in on a little bit. Oh, everything's so much infamy. How much do we have currently? Oh, we're at 0. Why are we at 0? For realsies? I mean... Jesus, look at the apocalyptic size diplo this would be if we went after Rome. Literally, like, we're so strong right now, we're not strong enough to do this, I don't think. I mean, the AI will shit the bed. We would be entirely dependent on AI bed shitting. They also have a front with us. They would have a front with us if Naples joins into Sicily. There's no way they wouldn't be able to push that front. Unless we did some crazy, like, micro with the fleets. That's crazy, though. God, we can't actually salt Rome right now. What about these guys? We humiliate them, maybe? This is a huge play, too. The AI is really, really uppity about joining, and they're really, really like joining the defender. Generally speaking. I think we might conquer these guys so we can actually get through here. Oh, did we pick the wrong thing? Oh, we did. Shoot. They just gave it to us. Damn it. That's frustrating. We need to pick this other state. We're gonna load. I thought it was all one state. That was my bad. Big sad. It's early. We are planning on doing the coverage though of the competitive event. I don't think I would have agreed to cover it initially though, had it not been for the fact that it was like on the same time slot. Hey, Yankees fan. Trust me, it feels like I work every single day. Oof, yeah. The time travel joke would have been great, actually. Your audience just is a bunch of Philistines. Do you get it though? That was the timeline, the time travel joke. All right, let's go for this. They might accept. Fair. All right. That's the state we really wanted. Because that way we could colonize out the other end. I'm calling now Victoria Universalis mod within a year of Project Caesar commercial release. That new Tinto flavor post was really modern eye candy. Oh my god, I'm so like, look, I really like the industrialization thing. And like, if they put like the industrialization and they get it into EU5, like, bro, we might be jumping ships a little bit here. Phoenicia should be purple. It should. I should contact the modders. It actually really should be purple. But what about second Rome? I feel very strongly. No, I agree with you. It really should be purple. We do have a new Splendor or age focus thing that we can pick. We picked. Did we really pick this? Oh, minimum expected, so we could run higher taxes. Assimilation birth rate. Minus decree cost would actually be pretty sick for us right now. But if we got education for the masses, we would be able to get above 75%. Let's do that. Let us do that, and this will start trending upwards again. To be fair, I think we only have, yeah, level 3 on that. I think that we maybe want to annex some people, which will make all of our subjects very big pissed. Let's decrease these guys' autonomy. Wasn't that a CK3 loading screen? No, I think it's an Imperator loading screen. Or it might have been this loading screen. Yeah, the loading screen might have been. I don't know. The mod includes some Imperator and CK stuff. Seems their goal with the latest games has been hybridizing. CK3 feels a little bit more like EU4. EU4 feels like a mix between EU and Vic. And yeah, I was continuing your time travel joke. Big nice. The impact of geography on military stats, etc., feels like a port from Hoei. Seems a lot more dedicated, detailed than what I remember from EU, having been ages since I played. Well, EU had, I don't remember if you had a bunch of width penalty, but you had a bunch of penalties for, like, off, dice roll in EU as well. Where do we have the most iron? $30 and $30. Alright. And here from our Spain run, we remember. Oh, I remember. That this is a good place for sulfur. Although not our best place for sulfur, not even remotely close. But we could get some auto expands in, and I think we're trying to get a lot more auto expands going, just generally speaking, because, yeah. Because we are having a hard time keeping the queue going, just generally. Looking for where we have the most peasants and unemployment. Transvaal? Wait, we have unemployment in Transvaal? That's not okay. This is incorporated, right? That's not allowed. Oh, it's because we're using... Got it. That makes sense. This is a fine place to, like, add construction. Unfortunately, it does have malaria. Which means that if it's not your homeland, you do have increased mortality, but... You had forts, mountains, hills, and rivers for the most part when it came down to terrain penalties, but it was very minimal. Isn't that kind of... I mean, there's not so much more. Looks like, who is this? Oda clan. That's our subject, baby. They want to return a bunch of stuff. Hell yeah, brother. I think we can just support it unconditionally. Shaanxi is fighting Jili. And they'll let us conquer the Danes a little bit. If we wanted. I think we support unconditionally here. So we could get to forming Japan. Which everyone will cheer when we do that. The chat will erupt in thunderous applause. Ooh. Ooh, a little bit of trade union action. We'll promote them. We do want to get these guys a bit more... Oh, they're already they're pretty hot here. Oh, double bonuses. Oh. 20% manufacturing and workforce ratio. Really, truly, like, unambiguously, for the national ideas, Syndicalist seems best. This is the one we're currently pretty happy about. Have you seen the movie Sea Kyle? I have not. This is how democracy ends. In the dark? Something like that. Now we can colonize. This is pod racing. We could go for war reparations. I don't think we will, though, because that makes them more likely to back down, and there are war goals in there for our subject. We maybe shouldn't have chose the setback option. Should we just conquer our way down here? Do we have any return state CVs, actually? Oh, we're considered the offensive person here. Yeah, that's fine. Are we decaying infamy? If so... If we weren't, we would, How about Otaclan some more? little bit more gold discovery. We can get both the literacy point. We will get on ideas faster, which we're kind of about. Continue to boost war of attrition. Bro fell for it. By the way, my friend's Nick Gurr's birthday today. We really like it. Really kind if you could give him a shout out. Shout out to Nick Burr. Nick Gurr. Oh, this guy's getting banned. I understand. Should we just permaban? Yeah, probably. I understand. Clever, though. You must be fun at parties. Yeah, that's a perma? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think I enunciated clearly enough that I don't have to, like, scrape what I said from the VOD, but it's still annoying. Yeah, the previous question was in a similar vein. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Kyle of the Sea is a little bit more subtle. Literally, they added an idea system similar to E4. Guy was trying to get generals to say racist stuff. Yeah. Basically, that's the short version. Upgrade all the monitors. Well, who are we fighting? Where's their capital? Do we already occupy it? If we don't occupy the capital, we maybe want to go out of the way and get it. It looks like we're about to occupy it, so yeah, we'll be fine. We get a bonus from having 100 ships, so we should definitely just add ships to get to 100. Sure. Your pronunciation was off enough not to trigger anything. That's what I thought. I mean, because I actually enunciate that for the size of your stream, you have an insane amount of trolls and weird debaters. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if the number is large, but I engage with people who are maybe trolls or debaters and have more of a patience for it, perhaps. They want a protectorate Syria and return Deir az-Zor. How are you even planning on getting to Syria, my guy? Oh, there? Oh, and that is the capital. I think we have a problem with that. I just wish we could side in for something. Not just, like, for nothing. We know we have some return state CBs there. Or we can't declare these because our relations with France are too high. We could return Transjordan. which is kind of cute, as they annex the rest of Syria. Maybe we just do that. I don't know if we want to actively damage relations, but do enforce over here. So our subject, the Oda clan, has gotten just a little bit bigger. Egypt's embargoing us. Alright, shout out. Sound Elf King. Remember when Borat joke was to reveal secret racism, and Borat 2 was not funny because racists are now open about it? I haven't seen either of the Borats. I've just seen clips from them, like kind of a lot of clips, but... Have you guys seen the latest stuff from EU5? I have. I'm super excited for EU5. It's too bad that we're like over a year away from the release. So we know that they really nerfed construction in this mod. And colonial offices is also bad now. So like 2 of the best power blocks are no longer any good, or principles. We could go freedom of movement, which would allow us to build taller, or we could go advanced research. The thing that makes advanced research a little bit less appealing, at least on kind of the short term, is that we don't have Research 5 yet, so it's a little bit worse, because we would only be getting the tech spread bonus X3 instead of X5. Maybe that's not too big a deal. It is something to consider. I mean, I think the last mandate we're gonna go is freedom of movement. Them nerfing like the 2 best ones is like really interesting, or 2 of the better ones. I think I'd rather see, well, like I would rather see them come from the angle of buffs, but it does feel a little bit more balanced. I mean, we could think about transportation infrastructure. Maybe freedom of movement's better for us, though. We've done a lot of advanced research. It's been a while since we've done freedom of movement. We're going to slot it in. Now, knowing that we're going that, we're also going to want level 1 unis in a lot of these places. Don't need a level 3 one. Do we have a Rev Brewing? We don't. Alright, we're going to come in... We're gonna come in and see if we have a bunch of places with universities that are kind of higher level. And we're gonna downsize most of them where we're not pushing economies of scale. Just to a level 1. And then we're also going to build level 1 Arts Academy in all these places. I think we'll put the one in the capital on auto-expand, but it won't auto-expand very easily. That we want to kind of build tall. Oh my god, I forgot where the universities are. This is kind of preparatory as well. We don't need a lot of that yet. Do we have a lot of arable land? We have a bit there. Mato Grosso, though, we will definitely want to give the same treatment. And the reason why we are doing this, sorry, for those of you who don't understand here, is that a later principal group increased exchange for Arts Academy in a production method and increased exchange both give additional migration attraction. And so we're just setting up for that. Even though we're several years removed from it. Nice jug, thanks. U5, you mean Project Caesar? Project Teaser, you mean? Can you imagine the uproar in the community if Paradox decided to rename something, rename Project Caesar to something other than Europa Universalis 5? It'd be so funny if they named it Project Caesar, though. How great would that be? Some grilled steak served at the Cotton Bowl almost makes up for the loss to Michigan this year. I don't follow sports that close. I always feel a little bit lost when people talk about sports. You could, of course, talk about sports. Just... Oh, I didn't even notice Egypt joined. I guess we'll handle them too. How are we doing on our infamy decay? Doing okay. We have to build up a little bit more power. God, we help you acquire a bunch of land and you're just still being like this. We do need to build more or we need to construct more things. Maybe the pop stuff's actually really going to help us out a lot here. We're going to try and export some of this stuff. Yeah, this will be fine enough for Syria. We're doing this because they have a lot of peasants in particular. As far as manufacturing industries go, this is pretty good at depeasanting because they have a lot more labor required for food industries specifically. Let's see if we can actually export groceries. I don't think we'll be able to, but we'll see. Yeah, we can. Oh, we gotta put on export prioritization too, because we have the extra tariffs from our thing, even though we're free trade. We export now. We barely can't. I mean, not a lot that we could build there in those regards. We can build a little bit of this. Kind of getting things moving a little bit. We do have the power block statues, which give extra infrastructure and loyalists from radical or from movements. I suppose we could add some of those over here. And then also here. And Mato Grosso. And then add some infrastructure. Something like this. Just try to keep the queue going. Syria gets gobbled. But I think we still annex them, even though they're a subject of someone now. I think we still get their stuff. It's gonna be really obnoxious if we don't. Go Bucks. Journalists, what if they call the project Caesar? Just have Caesar in a game that doesn't have Rome? That would be hilarious. I think I'd be on board. It's already incorporated. Cool. So we do have to connect. This is the thing. You know, in order to have proper Carthaginian borders. In many games across many years, people, and all the feedback on what people don't like, why not combine RP of CK, Diplomacy EU, Eco of Vic 3, Military of Hoey 4 in one mega game? I mean, that's kind of what EU5 looks like to some extent. I mean, they're like also like actively excluding some of the things I think are bad in EU. It really looks like it's going to be an insane game. Like, I think EU tracks the pops too closely, but that's like the very heart of the game. Like, the design philosophy, like, sprouts from the idea we're going to track pops very closely, so maybe it doesn't make sense for me to say that. That's just, like, my opinion, bro. We really do have a lot of sulfur, and would love to be able to kind of utilize more of it. So we're going to try to export everything associated with sulfur in order to facilitate that. But trade is just so weak. We can barely run any routes. And we have 6k excess convoys too. Just insane, man. Part of it is all these guys are like medium sized too. There's no really big powers that can like eat our orders. It's just so painful, man. What are we researching? I feel like it's malaria prevention. It is. We get children sacrifice again. Shout out. Shout out to kids. They're our future. We sacrifice them to the mines so that we can have a future. And I think we could turn on some of our electricity stuff. We could also put it up a power block statue here. But is this incorporated yet? Not yet. Okay. Let's come in. Perfect. Good timing, because we're going to be looking through some of these anyways. Or I guess we could keep things going. Let's go sawmills and then electric saws. Swap all these up to steel passenger carriages, steam trains. Publicly traded. Yep. Oh, we have to declare war soon here. Covered markets. And so that should create pretty substantive demand for electricity, such that our auto expands on the electricity will kick in, not immediately, because the places have to employ up all the way, but pretty soon here. We're going automatic irrigation. I really want to know exactly how slavery works in game, and I've still not been able to like suss out how we could control it while we've been playing this run. Backlooms is just so good. Korea's trying to conquer these guys. It's gonna make it harder for Oda Clan later. Right? Do we want Korean Sakhalin? Oh baby. Korea just chomped that from Manchuria. I didn't even notice. Korea's just going for it. We'll send our 100 stack baby over. Cool. Public schools is well on its way. Hell yeah, brother. This is the one power in China we're actively trying to support because they have open borders. I wonder if we have any Han pipe people. Doesn't look like it. We've been getting a lot of mass migrations that are Middle Eastern, but we have Middle Eastern as a primary culture, so it's been primarily guys who share like a primary culture with us. There'd be an issue with time period. I mean, CK doesn't currently cover China or the Americas, so you'd have to flesh out those areas if you wanted a single game. Loyalists from movements such a mad modifier. Yeah, like just like, there's a couple opportunities to like one-shot a pretty big amount, but then other than that, it's nothing. The ages system from Civ 7 looks interesting, since it lets you go from one age to another, basically starting over each age. I'm super excited to see just how much it feels like a completely different game, because that's kind of what you need. In a grand unifying game, you actually need the game to change at like certain points in history, like when computing is invented or whatever. And so I'm actually super excited to see how they run that treatment. I think we're just going to auto-expand this. Trying to keep things going with the auto expand, but it is a little bit rough. For whatever reason, keeping things going in this mod, it just feels way harder than vanilla. Maybe we just don't have very good states. That's probably it. Journalist, when are you going to play IR? We played Imperator a little bit. Project Star. I'm referring to Civ cycle game, but the Civ issue, at least in Civ 6, it's all read and repeat until game end. There's no real political dealings, production economy packs, factions, etc. Yeah, I mean, Civ is very intentionally more gamified than Paradox games generally. It plays and looks a little bit more like a board game. You know what? These are just going to be good. Like, oh no, we don't want to build them though. We want the company to build them. God, that's such a weird thing. I really wish companies could acquire private owned buildings, because we're going to get a company that's a gold company. We don't want to have built up all the gold ourselves, because we want the company to own it. With the gold especially. God, that's so stupid. So these guys are going to push out. Oh, they freaking went for it. They're going for Korean territory. Not just reclaiming Japanese territory. Hot damn. That's a wargle. Oh, that's a knife. Can't remember if Korea's in the Manchuria HQ or not. But it looks like you have no troops there, my friend. Don't really have too much troops in general. Now we see Brazil versus an uprising. Alright, fair. I think we have to declare war because we're at 0 infamy. Yeah, we are. We want to declare for this, but we can't yet. Honestly, declaring for this on Portugal is kind of cute. Oh, it's so much infamy for just... I mean, we have to think of infamy a little bit differently too, because the mod changes things, but it's a lot. The mod makes a lot of things cost more infamy. We could try and get our subjects to rise up against us and then try and start annexing them. If they rise up against us, then we can take their territory for cheaper. Like, we'll get the same discount that you normally get for annexation. I don't think we could go for Rome just quite yet. I know that's what we're trying to do today, but... We go for Sintang. Doesn't look too bad. Maybe it just is Congo. And then I'll try to keep up with you guys. Let's do something like that. An economist plays was talking in his channel about a mod in development that gets AI-controlled territories to actually build up resource sectors. Apparently, if you seed them to build one mine plantation, that kickstarts the AI to build more, which would deal with the lack of rubber, resources, oil in the late game. Yeah, if you're playing tall and you're not conquering stuff, that's definitely like a thing in the late game. The thing is, like, the AI, when evaluating whether or not to build, like, the first building or whatever, it uses the base PMs, not the PMs it would end up using if it were to have that territory. The way I understand it, with slaves, it's the same as peasants, but the money spent on welfare wages. They actually just get the goods. The money for slave care comes from the manor houses, financial districts that own the plantations, mines, IRC, and they need to have, only to have minimal goods needed so they don't contribute to the consumer economy. I think they still contribute buy orders, just not as much. Do they really not add buy orders? See, the thing we were looking at is that when we look at slaves, their SOL tends to be hyperpolarized, where they're either at 1, this is 1, but plus modified by, you know, us giving them +3, or actually it's 0, or they're, like, doing just fine, and it's just, like, one or the other. Do we not own Rome right? Not yet. Yeah, you're mostly slaves. I believe goods taxes and general consumption are very low, so you'll want to be a big exporter of goods and importer of production. Companies buying up privately owned businesses would create the whole issue of monopolies trust, which creates some interesting gameplay. Yeah, the thing with the... Yeah. So it's just that we've noticed that specifically... The really strong correlate is if something's incorporated, it tends to have really much worse kind of outcomes, and if it's unincorporated, it tends to have much better outcomes. And this is the strong variable that we're trying to figure out. Carthage does kind of suck considering Rome salted the earth there. I'm about to go stream some Civ. I'll be back later. Maybe do some modded Vic 3 next. Alright, man. Have a good stream. Brazil flavor, you get more slave imports, but to balance, England will be more likely to join against you. Also, landowners start in the anti-British league. Lake states are pretty okay. They are. Jim, my bad. Sokoto looking conquerable. We could go after Sokoto. But this is the phenomenon I'm trying to understand in regards to slaves. I mean, it could just be that these are much bigger populations, but even the smaller ones tend to just be more destitute. And some are doing okay in the metal mines, some are doing okay in the sub-farms, right? Lead mines, sub-farms, coal mines, it's all mines, and I mean, that's mostly what they have. But either way, it's like, it's causing increasing radicalism for us. Maybe we're just supposed to get off of slavery. Korea's about done here. Do want to speed things up, getting to 75 literacy, which I think we do have a trend towards. Our obligation with Portugal will expire. No. We wanted to trade that. I guess we'll do that. Something like that. And I think they're about to be fully occupied, Korea. This should be over quickly, and we should get new colonization frontage there just in time for malaria prevention. $19 on that. We have 40 million incorporated, so that's quite a bit. I mean, let's maybe get rid of these and make this into a 50 stack, eh? Extra teachers. I think we'll choose this. We already have so much enactment chance it doesn't, and very little stall chance. It's just a matter of time before we get pub schools. We do get another idea. I think we're almost certainly doing this. I think we already have this last stand. Now we'll get kill rate. Yeah. The next one is where we get our next goods cost modifier. Well, that might not have been correct. If then these guys are under 20. Nope, they're both over 20%. We're both doing alright. Can we reform to something more legitimate? Not really. Wealth voting is starting to kind of hurt us here. Shame on you, Shiny. Scipio laughing in his grave. Not like this. Not like this. Look at this, though. They just went for it. Korea's now been reduced. Can't incorporate it. We honestly don't care about their political strength. Kind of like the idea of getting above 50. Maybe do this. I mean, that's gonna... Standard living is really cranking up. Power plants. I think we'll go for steam turbine. A little tempting to go for shift work, but we'll go for steam turbine. Let's see, this is like 3k left, so if we have something that's not spreading that's almost done, it'd be better to finish that. How almost done is this? It's pretty almost done. 24 months until we get on our next power block. One nice thing about the trade group is that you always are generating max mandate if you're like big. I just ate a pound of blueberries. That was a bad idea. Good for the digestive system. It certainly accelerates things, though. The SOP Shalish unit. We do have to keep an eye on the clock. So we do want to take a little bit of a break in between. I mean, I guess we don't hate them. I don't think they have enough economic activity. The thing is like, who are we supposed to try and get trade agreements with, bros? Everyone's economically, like, just not very big. Like, we have one with France and England. I think we're going to start damaging relations with France, because we want to get low enough that we can declare on the Hosfid Kingdom. We're, like, making money, basically. We've kind of exhausted a lot of our natural resources here. Would really like to connect these kind of here. Oh, we did want to go after Funch because they have our thing. We see if we do this. We want to go after Egyptian Desert because it is a religious center for us. Can we full annex these guys? No, Blue Nile's really expensive. You know, we could just conquer this and then not develop an adjacency to it, just for the bonus. I think it would be likely to rev, though. And then we wouldn't be able to do anything about it revving. Hey, thank you, Kainslar. Screw Funge. All my friends hate Funge. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, that's fair. Thank you for the 420. Big nice. Ethiopia's balling hard this game. Yeah, they are. They're going hard in the paint. They're, like, colonizing and everything. It's really interesting how Europe hasn't consolidated much of this game. Does this mod give claims states to various European states over each other? They do, but this mod is, like, just... Every war that's offensive, the guy who's the offensive guy gets dogpiled super hard because they removed all of the... like neutrality tendencies of the AI when joining a play. So this is why we can't go after Rome right now. All the tendency, like all the weights for wanting to support is like removed for neutrality, like all the base stuff is removed. So if you aren't very well liked, which you often are after you declare a war, because you just acquired like 30 infamy and you acquired a bunch of negative relations with someone, right? They'll want to dogpile you super hard, and so it's hard to declare wars and not get your pie thumbed, even if you have a bunch of claims. So. Yankees fan, when is the next stream vote? There's gonna be one on Patreon. Patreon hasn't gotten to decide a run in a while, so they're gonna decide the next run after Jewish Japan. Thank you so very much for the $2, though. No one has suggested Ethiopia yet either on the Patreon, I think. Let's take a look. I'll let you guys know what Patreon's cooking up. So, one option is going to be Switzerland doing a Switzer Lake, which means we will not go to the coast, which is actually a super hard challenge. A Chinese reunification run is another option. Landfang is another option. And then Panama Build Tall run is another option currently in terms of what people have suggested. Wait, you have a Patreon? How long have you had a Patreon? Like, over a year. We do have a Patreon. We don't mention it very much. There is a wealth vote on Patreon. I feel weird being like, hey, come join my Patreon a little bit. I probably shouldn't feel as weird, because people, like, want to contribute. Or they don't. And it's like, you're like informing people, but yes, I do have one. Probably can finish expanding that in Valencia. The mineral resources are kind of like Dunskies. So now we have regular education. So the religious guys are, the devout are really, should be losing power here. If we reform the government, are they even still in charge? Like if we do this, I don't think the devout are in charge anymore. We could do this and they're definitely not in charge. And then, God, we could get rid of slavery so easy here. I think we're gonna go compulsory primary school here, though. This is, of course, the follow-up. The landowners get really pissed. They're not very powerful, though, so... Or we could do graduated. Actually, we'd prefer graduated taxation. We lose money in this, but this will help stymie the lower class. But I mean, the people who are really generating radicals are the slaves. This is the rub. I think we're gonna maybe get off slavery sometime soon. Are you gonna actually do a Jewish Japan? The one person in chat will be so happy. We are gonna do Jewish Japan. We've been talking about it for like months, but we're gonna do it. I need to go agitate. It's a steep cost to become a wealth voter. $1 a month. I haven't run a wealth vote in a while though, so to be fair, a lot of them are. Yep. The stakes are high. He loves making one person in chat happy. Other people in chat, not so much. Just the one guy. But you see a lot of wars that just have, like, a lot of people in on the play, generally speaking, and that's, like, why Europe doesn't unify, I think. Or consolidate at all. I mean, France consolidated a little bit, England consolidated a little bit. It's done, they've done some things. Germany hasn't done anything, though. There's, like, no German consolidation. Japan was trying to consolidate before Korea started running them over, but now Oda Clan is looking in good shape. They're our subject. China kind of semi-consolidated with the Han, but we've been actively meddling in Chinese consolidation. They were consolidating. We are trying to prevent that. Maybe we just need to build up more armies. There's 5, 10. That's fine there. What about your mobilization? You might not have anything, you do. So that's 10 and 10. So... we're gonna make him a 60 stack, I guess. I think we do have auto-expanding the military stuff. But considering how much of this we're putting and plopping down in Syria, I guess we could probably go like this. Syria has a lot of peasants, and this will help to de-peasant them. Do we really just need to find ways to gov spend more? Our economy's felt like a little bit lethargic. We're no longer above the 50 legitimacy when we're low, so we're gonna swap things up because as a result of the election stuff changing. Hey Will, how's it going? Isn't Rome burned to ashes by... if Rome isn't burned to ashes by the end of the stream, you're right. We're trying to add military so that we can be in better shape for doing it. But you're right. That ambulance, that's coming for Rome. Infamy decay. I think we were encouraging marriage instead. Are you incorporated yet? I think you should be. Nope, not yet. Close though, close. What is this guy doing? Oh, this is an uprising. It was like someone chose to be a dum-dum today. Where's the uprising? Oh. Maybe they're smart. Now it says we have an unassigned front, so we will assign there. Phoenician colonial administration. Yep, we're starting to... The loyalty is starting to increase on a lot of our subjects. Some of them not so much. Aragon's a little bit upset that we went after him, eh? Shiny, you have some serious allegations to answer. White God 88 style? Not like this. We do get malaria prevention. That's going to be big. Our colonies are going to start spreading real fast as a result. Bring out the map at straight edges. Hell yeah, brother. Could go Zeppelins here. Would not hate it. Kind of wouldn't mind shift work, and also, if we go telephone, we could go radio, kind of in a little bit of a timely fashion, maybe. But if we are going to EOS of 50, we already built 50 universities. Shout out to us. We're in the Arabia HQ. Make this the Arabia army, I guess. We are sizing it up quite a bit. I can't remember if we're actually sizing it up with Arabia guys, but it's fine enough. Mobilization. There we go. Zanj is going to go with our South Africa army. Congo is also going to go with our South Africa army. Upgrade all units. Okay. And then this guy we're going to give a little bit of units from Palestine. It'll just be a defensive 20 stack here. really just kind of expanding out the army a lot so that we can try and do this Rome thing in just a minute here. There's a lot of, there's also the competitive event later, not sure what time. Yeah, it's going to be at 1, allegedly. Let's maybe double check that. We got pinged and... Oh, this wasn't us getting pinged. Well, the mod for the... Or the Discord for this mod pinged us. Or they pinged everyone in the mod, which includes us. Or in the Discord. But I'm trying to check and see if any news update on the event next time. Looks like not. Whoa, now we have 600 just idling. Alright, we're gonna US this. And this. It's gonna be so not profitable. Just trying to push economies of scale though, so we can try and export maybe. We'll get withdraw from colonial instant. Blah. We're colonizing super fast now. Except here, not here. That must be a claim issue. I think that, no, we're not close to getting a new national focus. We don't have too much splendor yet. What do we have to do? We have to get 100 million pops. Pretty far off of that unless we just start peeling chase states off of China, which to be fair, we should probably have just taken Beijing forever ago. It's the same tired story, but it's like, it's actually just how you're supposed to play. It's also 60 infamy, yikes. Sure. Such profitable consumer goods. Why was slavery abolished? Why is the SOL decent? It's decent through the slavery. It's decent through the slavery. The proportion of our pops that are slaves is... So we have 46 million in total. And we have 5.8 million slaves, so I think as a proportion of our overall population, slavery is dropping. Still haven't figured out the fact that slaves generally struggle a whole lot more in incorporated states versus unincorporated states. And I would like to know why. But I don't. I mean, is it part of religion? Is religion... Or is that a false correlate? I don't know. Richard changed his name again. Did he? Thank you for the follow, big nice. You're Pacific time, so one would be 2:10. we are PST. At 1 o'clock PST, it will be 1 o'clock PST. It is currently 10:52 PST. So in 10 minutes, it'll be 11. So 2 hours and 10 minutes will be when we do this. How do we invest building or creating company in other countries? You need to get investment rights with them, and then you can construct in them. It's generally preferable that you let your private queue do the construction, but for example, with Portugal, if we went and we got this agreement, request, or actually here, let's show someone with whom we can get it. If we want to invest in someone else's country, we have to ask for investment rights. Looks like no one, a couple people. Malta, for example, would give us investment rights, and this would allow us to build in their country. Slaves are dropping, we need to fix that. Well, that's kind of like what we're trying to do, because if they have an SOL of 2, they're not going to grow in population, they're going to shrink in population. I don't think we can stack enough modifiers to pull them out of an SOL of 2. And so this is like what we were trying to figure out, because we would much rather have... So the average is 6.9. We would much rather have like them all from 6 to 8 than have a whole bunch of them at 3 and a whole bunch of them at 12. I've begun my Patreon agitating. I was not aware... I was not aware that I was not wealth voting previously. Spending quite a bit of wealth for not wealth voting, eh? Let's see. Well, we see the notifications on the Patreon. I think Ethiopia conquering Europe would be interesting to watch. And so it will be added to the option that will be levied against the Patreon voters. Ethiopia conquering Europe. We might have to settle for the capitals of Europe. Conquering all of Europe will take a while. Iggy's fan, you should talk to Connor. Connor's cooking up something with the world conquest stuff. If you're a subject and your overlord intervenes in the play, you lose control of the play, right? But what this means from a practical perspective of declaring wars is you can declare another war. So it's possible that like a sub 50-year world conquest is possible. Sorry to interrupt, but the wildfire affect you? I mean, it's affecting the air quality. Normally we walk either to or home from the gym, and we're not going to the gym right now. So in that sense it affects me, but it's not affecting me very directly. I mean, it is going to affect me downstream, because there's like... So the amount of destruction in terms of financial is like enormous. It's like in excess of $5 billion already, and the fires are like 10% contained or something. The insurance companies will go bankrupt. There's insurance of last resort that's kind of run by the state. They don't have enough money to cover that, and the shortfall is going to end up being paid by like homeowners in California. For those who rent, the cost of that will get passed on to them. And so it's going to be like, in some sense, really expensive for all Californians. If you're looking at it from financial, I mean, like my house isn't destroyed. No one I know personally is like in really, really bad shape, or I'm close to personally. But like right now, like, they're doing this thing where they're like people who were dropped from their insurance all the way back to October. They're like saying that they're going to cover them, but the people who foot the bill are going to be every Californian who owns a home, or downstream anyone that rents. And I think that this is insane, considering like I think it's because a lot of wealthy people lost their houses that they're doing this, because the Pacific Palisades is really nice, and that like if you get dropped from your insurance, you have time to get new insurance. Like, you can get new insurance. It doesn't, like, it's not like people were dropped from their insurance the night the fire started type of thing, which would be, like, abhorrent. It was like people who were dropped months in advance are now going to get coverage, and the people who are going to pay for the coverage are, like, the Californians. And so, like, I'm not... I'm a little bit upset that, like, I'm going to be helping to pay for someone who had a $5 million home and their house burned down, but they didn't have fire insurance. And it's like, well, why do we have insurance then? I don't know. They literally ash everywhere. It's awful. There is the air quality's bad too. Yeah, my window's closed right now. Normally it's open. Also, rent increases, and his Royal Orangeness is saying the feds are not going to help Cali. Well, there's a difference between helping. Well, the California is also probably not going to. I'm guessing the relief for natural disasters will be quite a bit asymmetric, during his reign. But there's a difference between the coverage of the insurance coverage of the houses and making sure that people are okay and have some place to stay and this type of stuff. The disaster relief is separate than compensation for destruction. We do love ourselves some of that. But I don't know. This is something I was having a discussion with my mother about regarding insurance this morning. But yeah, rates will go up. Yeah, so California also has a ceiling on insurance, which is why a lot of private insurers are leaving California entirely. They have a ceiling on the maximum you can charge, and so there's less and less private insurers. Instead, they have to go through this public insurer. But the public insurer oh, it's so stupid that they're just gonna cover people who decided to let their insurance they got dropped and then they just decided not to get new insurance, and it's and a part of me thinks that if it was a poor area that got swept with the fires, this would never happen, where they're retroactively covering people for months back. It's just that it's rich people's houses or whatever. So, Newsom already started State Farm for raising rates, which is why they left. Yeah, exactly. As normal people pay for insurance and get our claims denied, and rich folks don't take insurance and get bailed out anyways. Yeah, so this is the access through which if you guys are longtime viewers, the access through which I view a lot of things tends to be most related to class and this type of stuff. So that type of thing is something that I'm perhaps even overly focused on, because a lot of people have lost their homes and it is tragic and all this type of stuff. And then I'm talking about insurance and having to pay money, but part of the problem is that with the insurance of last resort, that's not the private insurance, but instead the insurance that's provided by the state. I think it's also just undercosted, is my understanding, and this means that the taxpayer is paying for the risky behavior of people who are deciding to put their homes in the hills, which is to be fair, a lot of those people were there for a long time, and the people who've been there a long time, I'm less talking to them as much as I am the people who decide to build really opulent houses in the hills, because building a house, if you've studied geology at all, you'll know that building a house on a hill in an area that has wet and dry periods is just really, really, really stupid. Because here's what's going to happen. It gets really rainy. Then all the foliage gets really grown up and it gets really, really wet, and then it grows a whole ton, and then it gets dry, and then it dries out, and then it lights up like a tinderbox, and you get a massive fire. Then once the fire is done burning, if your house somehow managed to stay there, now you have a hill that has accumulated more soil, and it now has no foliage with which to stop the gradient of erosion from actually eroding. And so when it rains again, you have no foliage, and you will just get massive mudslides, and you'll get a ton of loss of you'll lose a ton of houses to mudslides too. On the other end, when it rains again, and then a bunch of stuff will grow back, and then it'll be fire prone again. So it's but I am safe. No one I know is directly affected. Obviously It was ungodly windy the night when the fire started, just like insane. And this is like why the fire like was so like out of control. No offense, you're getting upset about very niche things. Very few rich people were likely not covered. Lack of coverage is more prevalent in Altadena. Yeah, it might be relatively niche. That's true. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think. I still think. Yeah. My position's still kind of like what it is. But yeah, it is perhaps the case I should be focused on different things. I will readily concede that. If that gives away our thing to England, alright, it doesn't. I hate those events so much. Mrs. Gaming, the mother of gaming, please. Doctor. She has a PhD in economics. You will not call her Mrs. Gaming. She earned a few letters. Again, you're getting mad about maybe like 5 people. There are 1,000 homes, and less than 1% of those would have been not been covered. 1,000 Palisade homes burned down. Okay, and less than 1% of those people would not have been covered. Do you know the actual number, or are you just telling me that the number is small? Because insurance, a lot of insurance companies. Saw that there was a shift between the La Nina weather pattern and El Nino weather pattern, which is punctuated by stuff drying out, right? Really, really hard and harsh winds. So it's the perfect time during the fall to drop a bunch of people from insurance. And also over the course of the last year, a lot of insurances has been just moving out of the state, and this is why they've been dropping people. So do you know the numbers, or are you just telling me that they're small? Do you have anything showing there's a significant amount of rich people who are not getting bailed out, or who were not getting covered, getting bailed out? I saw on the news them covering and saying, like, there was a public official who said that what they were going to do is retroactively everyone, and so this is a public-facing thing from the city, or it might have been from the state, I forget which, but they said that people who had been dropped from their coverage will be forced, they will force whatever coverage they had, which includes the state-run coverage, to retroactively cover them for the amount of time. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be a huge windfall from the state coverage. Then it's going to go and extend later to another system where they proportionally will like charge the insurance companies, and then once that amount of money is still not retrieved because they are only going to charge a certain amount, then it will be like extracted from the people who are homeowners in California. Are the poor areas affected by the fire? I don't know all the areas that are affected. I guess of note, I know the particularly like rich ones, but I do believe that there are some areas that are like less affluent that are getting affected as well. I'm sorry to be annoying about it, but my parents lost their home. I do not know the numbers. Okay. Yeah, I'm if you think I'm saying that your girlfriend's parents like deserve to lose their home or something to that effect, that is 100% like not what I'm saying. I generally have structural complaints about the way that like insurance and money and these types of things are handled very often. But yeah, I'm not a fan of anyone losing their home. And there are a lot of people in the Pacific Palisades who were there for a very long time. Maybe I should have talked about Malibu instead as a better example. Today, here's something weird about the fires in the USA. It's true that firefighting department are private in there. There might be some private. The fire department. There's a LA fire department. It might be the case that there are private fire departments that are fighting fires in California. I don't really know. That wouldn't shock me, because what happens is that when there's a major fire event like this, they pull a bunch of firefighters from all over the place to help fight fires, and so they from all across the country, and then there's people from Mexico and Canada and firefighters and this type of stuff. So it's not just LA, city of LA firefighters fighting the fire right now. It's firefighters from all over, at the very least North America. I haven't seen any coverage of any other countries sending them, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's they're coming in internationally and more than just North America. So, okay, you believe the city? I understand that they are doing that. Most people, but most people not covered will likely be poor people. I agree. Most people who don't have coverage will have just not had fire insurance for an extended period of time. And it won't be people that were just recently canceled on. And my opinion is functionally, I don't see that big a difference between those people and the people who were recently canceled on. So if you're going to cover the people who were recently canceled on, and chose not to get more fire insurance, then in my opinion, it's not different than just choosing to cover everyone whose fire went up. At which point it's what's the point of fire insurance? But I would be less upset if they covered everyone's houses. I think maybe not. It would be, the logic would be more consistent. I don't know if I'd be less upset because we pay for fire insurance. But because otherwise, really, what's the point of the fire insurance? But they should have the same status as the people who are poor. So if they're getting and never got fire insurance, what I'm saying is that there's an asymmetry in aid that seems to be to the favor of the people who have the really expensive houses as a general heuristic. I just know most people would have not have been covered, would have been on the poor side. I agree. Lamau. Hey, yo, we get a Lamau. Whenever you guys comment Lamau, well, actually, I guess you're commenting to each other to some extent. But often I, don't have the context of what you're, laughing to. You telling me we can't reach that front? Is that a spaghetti front? The spaghetti monster strikes again. Get another idea. Army defense is going to be real nice. We're actually going to be able to decay a lot of people out of this war. Everything burns. We shall burn Rome. As we talk about California fires, burning homes. Complaining about system is not the same about complaining about people taking advantage of the system. I don't know if it's the people are abusing as much as the city or whoever made that decision is selling out, or sort of. I'm a system that allows you to take advantage of it. You should. If we don't want the system to be taken advantage of, then fix the system. I'm generally in agreement. Yeah, I'm not upset at the people who get their insurance canceled and then they still get coverage anyway. I'm not upset at them as much as I am upset at the city/state for saying that we're just going to cover them anyways. But often, the people who are responsible for creating systems that can be abused are the people who are abusing the system. So there's a little bit more texture, but we can sway them out. Oh, baby. But I think that we will just have to play quite a bit of defense here. The party that we're concerned about is Two Sicilies giving a front. So if Two Sicilies joins, the war changes considerably. The nature of this war. Look at this, everyone's joining. It's going to be a world war up in this bizzle. But if Two Sicilies does not join, we will have ourselves a reasonable looking situation. Oh, we could throw France under the bus here if we want. Because I think France has adjacencies with some of these guys. So there's currently no front. But if France joins in... Will they even want to conquer Picardy? Yeah, let's let's throw France under the bus. Now everyone's gonna go absolutely insano over this front. Yeah. The system should help everyone. You can't just say, no, we won't help these 5 rich people, because then you aren't helping the dozens of poor because they are way more people. I think you're projecting an attitude onto me, maybe, that I don't think I have. I'm not sure. Fixing the system is basically impossible. You'll have legislators, industry giants, and billionaires working against you, and good luck on your own. Yeah, so this is one of the problems. The people who abuse the system are responsible for perpetuating it. So, like, the abuse in itself is, like, not problematic. Or, if not responsible for perpetuating it, because I think, like, responsible for having the power to change things and then choosing not to. Which is quite a different sort of thing, but... we can't get to that front. That's going to be so obnoxious. We might just, like, lose all that territory. We could go after Castile, too, a little bit. We currently have quite a bit of infamy, though, so... I think that maybe we don't. This guy sides in for war goals. The Lombard League. What do you want? Return state? Sure. This will actually give us a front with which to push. I think we're going to mobilize these guys and keep them in North Africa, just in case we're not paying attention because we're paying too much attention to chat. We do have to maybe do some of this. We've already de-peasanted so strongly. No, no, no. It's a very peculiar situation when Canadians and Mexicans are helping the fire, considering some of the statements Trump has recently expressed about those countries. Yeah, but they recognize, like, America is not Trump. Like, not solely Trump or whatever. And, like, Mexico's always helped us out with stuff. Are they not covering everyone? I mean, they're covering everyone who, so everyone who had insurance and then got canceled will get extended coverage. I don't think you'd be less upset. Yeah, maybe not. We kind of backpedaled that one after saying it. Normally, everyone in a natural disaster should be bailed out. Yeah, so, like, house insurance, like, standard house insurance doesn't cover fire. I believe the state requires that you have, like, standard house insurance. I'm not sure if it does, actually, but, like, fire is generally separate. Collaboration from other countries is normal during these events. For example, here in Spain, it's normal to support between Portugal and Spain. Yeah. Because really, it's like you need a massive, or you want a massive flux in resources. This is going to help our GDP a little bit. We already have some stuff over EOS 50. But we are going for the war. The Great War. And the war will be great. It is a massive world war at this point, though. We have way more people against us than we do with us, but we don't have any fronts on us. Which means I think we're in okay shape. Go for the Papal War reparations. Unfortunately, He is going to He all over us. I'm gonna send these guys over there, and actually, we're gonna send these guys because they're gonna push us all the way, and then we'll be able to land them. God, it's so stupid. We get the front spaghetti or whatever. I think it's because we don't own this. The Shadow Realm. I think we're gonna mobilize these guys and park them here, actually. And then park these guys over here. We still have that army in Arabia, too. Also, on a positive side, I'm playing Krakow Run as well, and all I have to do is peel a few states off of Russia to complete the Commonwealth. Big nice. Is it hard for you to decide to shave your beard at times? I don't know if I'd say it's hard. Sometimes I do. Hard is a weird adjective to put on it. This is going to be a massive war. Looks like our sways are out. But it looks like they're not going to really... I mean, they're not committing enough to fronts currently to do it. We're saving this 36 standing for, or a stack for a landing of our own. I have no idea why he made me a mod. I made you a mod because you're in here consistently and like you don't shit the bed, and I'm of the opinion that you're older and just generally more responsible than the average chatter. And that you also have a good idea about the type of stuff I would want to be moderated. Which is very much like not like everything. Well, we did perma someone this morning. It's time for Rome to burn, though. Leaked video of Australia's mining days 2024, where industry giants and right-wing politicians are only discussing toppling the government and promising all kinds of tax cuts. That's crazy. A journalist is famously insert everything I hate here, which of course is why I dislike him. Very true. Same, honestly. This morning I hated poor people. That's, like, not a fair characterization. I was overly focused on rich people getting stuff they shouldn't get. Mine is based on how shiny his head is. How many Burger King boxes he could deadlift? I get that's a lot of burgers. It's time to burn down Rome. Oh, it's so painful, chat. We just have to lose this intentionally. God. The only way in is to like let them take it all and then do a landing. It's so stupid. So we have a disadvantage over here. We would delete down that cavalry if we could, but we can't. Because we have a rev brewing. Because you always have a rev brewing unless you go, like, multicultural. Not like this. Push that to economies of scale. That seems like insane, but maybe it works. Maybe it's so insane it works. It's probably just bad. We're just trying to keep the queue going. Bruh. We should enforce on them actually relatively quick here. Look, they're already taking -10 from high enemy occupation. Bro, you're not even occupied yet. What do you mean? Oh, I'm so sad. Hopefully they don't turn and they actually, like, just go straight for the coast. Are we colonizing there? Over there? Alright, fair. The Great A's, it do be the Great A's. I don't know if this decrease in pollution lasts forever. If it does, that's spectacular, but I kind of doubt it does. It might just be for the time period. It's going to take us forever to churn through all this navy, though. Or not. We're getting progress. Oh, just kidding. We get in, boys. Easy clap. I wonder if we can push this faster than they can arrive. No, it doesn't look like it. We're gonna have a nice little push here, though. And then let's take our 4-stack landing guy. We'll land here. Should be good. Who got permitted? Oh, someone who was tricking me into saying inappropriate things on stream. To be fair, he got me. God, we can't upgrade. Not like this. We hate monitors. We hate them so much. Their buy profile's not as good. No. Heavenly Kingdom size with Hunan. For Conquer Beijing. I think we'll just let that sort its way out. We're a little bit occupied with the sacking of Rome. Shaanxi is almost certainly now stronger now that Han sides with them. Like, by a lot. It's got return CBs on the guy we care about. Because we want Heavenly Kingdom to do well. We can liberate Yunnan from Han. Who's this, Hunan? Shaanxi also would be really huge if we let this finish. Just absolutely massive. Actually, let's send the South Africa army there. Because they can conscript up and they can actually deal with this. And then the South America army we will have come over here to do this landing when we eventually lose over there. We have a piety bonus here that we can activate. We will choose the one that gives us army offense and morale recovery given the situation. We've nearly fully occupied Italy. We will just do another landing. We've acquired most of the states through landings now. And then we'll actually be able to focus our intentions elsewhere. Now, who are we? We just have Netherlands left. Let's take our 99 stack. Let's actually enforce on that Netherlands. Let's help France out a little, hey? This is almost done here. Rome deleta est. Time for Rome to be deleted. Double or triple whoppers. Oh man, someone's asking the real questions. Just in time to see the fall of Rome. Basically. What everyone truly wanted to see. The sacking of Rome. Now pretend that we salted it, because there's no mechanic by which we can just kill all the people here. So, unfortunately, in last stream I noticed that census suffrage is not so beneficial since the last patch dropped out. Why and what's the alternative? Well, I think census is probably the second best after universal, or well, like single party state or whatever. The like super. Here, let's go take a look. So I think single party state's still like the best, but I think that being high legitimacy is good. The reason we're on wealth voting right now has more to do with the RP than like you know, other reasons. My main problem with PBs are always overpowered, but I don't know what I should do to actually disempower them. You need to go universal suffrage, because the PB tend to have higher wealth, so if you go wealth or census, they'll disproportionately have more votes. Hey, Tarkus, glad to see you watching the stream, even though you had that huge rant about how much you hated Carthage and loved Rome in your Discord server. Can someone time out Tarkus, please? Thank you. Number one generalist hate watcher. We're starting to get a lot more of those. It's definitely a little bit weird. Except one of the hate watchers, like, he gave away the gambit, I think. I don't think he's a real legitimate hate watcher. Which, on some level, I find disappointing. It's just a fake hate watcher. No generals run, the ultimate hate run. No generals, you just do everything 100% through landings. Never push a front. Alright, now we can land. Did we lose our guy? No. Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. Now our armies will be able to do naval battles twice as fast, but they'll have as many boats, but hopefully it still works out. Can you beat victory without generals? Clickbait would go so hard. True. I mean, you can, because you can do landings without a general, I think. Oh, no, you can't. You can't. Do Oda, play in Syria and Vanilla, and make your PB 0% strength. No, don't time me out. I wonder if it automatically unmods you if I time you out. Fake hate watches, that's something I would never think of. Yeah, that was very interesting. It's the guy who comes in and is like, hello, generalist. Insert something he's fake outraged about gaming. I've got a question for you. It's like, why do you hate? It's like, why do you hate poor people so much? Problem with single party states, it's hard to understand why different OGs join the party. Sometimes single party state, you have party with IG. With one IG and 50% clout, that's just how it works. There's only one party. Is there a way to see how much construction a country has relative to you? There is. I just forget how to do it. I think it's somewhere in here. But yeah, there is a way to see their construction. I just don't remember what it is. You have to hover a weird tooltip. I know it's like more commonly known and useful in multiplayer, like to actually know how much people are constructing. So like that's like the context in which people know. The guy was pretty funny, if only the cause of how ridiculous he was. Yeah, there were like some definite absurd ones. Flanders gets enforced on, so they're out. I kind of hate how you like lose a front like when this type of thing happens, because like in reality, like Flanders giving up, there's no shot that we would just be like, okay, we're going home, guys. We're going home. We're not going to keep pushing through to the Netherlands. You know, even if they like capitulated or whatever. Now we're pushing here. What is this? Who is this? Luongo. Oh, this is another one of those little plays. Alright, fair. I think we'll do this. And that'll sort things out. And then we could also export luxury furniture a lot more aggressively. Yeah, and this we could actually export because we started building that level 50 stack thing for like no reason because we're dumb. We knew it was bad, but we have a hardwood shortage. Normally we don't do this, but I guess we're at electricity, so we could do the like everyone focuses hardwood thing. Something like that. We do have a 36 stack there, but all of our other armies should be heading on over there. I think the Arabia army, yeah. We will maybe land in Beijing now. Hannibal's army, once they're done enforcing on Netherlands, will head on over. I think we can send these guys over right away. Think that works? We have successfully taken Rome, boys. We'll incorporate it. Longo is a famous Canadian hockey player known for letting in so many damn pucks. Uh-oh. You have to check a state where they're building? Ah, yeah, that I think that's it. So if we wanted... England is probably building something here, right? And then if we go to overview, construction, that's it. So we see that they have 181 construction a week. This is how you check. You gotta find a place where they're building something and then hover over this. But, yeah. I don't think I've ever had this high SOL while having slavery, but I've also never clung to slavery as an institution for so long. I wonder how the building's doing. Yeah, this can't employ up all the way. Very understandable, but... You know what our problem actually is? It's the wood. This economy has just felt so sluggish. Like, this entire game, and I realize it's because we have barely any wood, isn't it? What's our wood price? Can't import it, but... Send these guys over. Looks like Ireland's pretty set on humiliating the guys. Are we close to 50 stacks on these stuff? Not really. Paper's kind of getting there. Oh, we almost certainly can put in the company now. Wait, what happened to our company slot? Oh, no, I know what happened. We conquered a place that had a company. But surely this is incorporated by now, so we can slot in the bank company. Bank of Brazil. Fantastic. Oh, this doesn't have gold in it. Oh well, whatever. I guess we're not going to use a gold company, so we'll actually just expand out all the gold mines to max. You should take Ethiopia. They've got at least 10 wood. Bro, don't you mean I should swap to Ethiopia? Small con of having such small countries is trade is even more disadvantaged. You can't get a treaty port in China and do mass export. Yeah, this is so painful. It's like we. Let's look at our biggest trade route. Our biggest trade route is exporting a whole ton of wood to Spain and a whole ton of iron to Spain. I guess that's actually those are pretty decently sized trade routes, but other than those. This suggests we can export more tools, though, looking at those prices and size of that trade. We could do another Splendor thing, because we have so many Splendor points, because we are the Splendorous. You know what? With the fall of Rome, I think we'll declare for ourselves a golden age. You'll love to see it. But yeah, you know what would be like a more interesting modifier, I think, for instead of tariffs, because tariffs are just kind of bad, is giving throughput on the trade centers. That's just a free money modifier. Not necessarily a lot. But I know you can apply throughput on the trade centers, and what it does is it, well, I mean, it makes them more profitable, but let's find a trade center. Are there any in the capital? There are. So when you have throughput, it makes it so that the, like, weekly balance or, like, the revenue just goes up. And it just doesn't increase the inputs on anything, so it just creates free money. I think in theory, if you wanted to make trade a lot more powerful, that would be, like, one thing you would maybe do. Like, with the current systems, without, like, reworking the systems, like, if you're trying to mod. Do you have to keep an eye on, like, new colonies growing big enough for our potential to expand in them? And then now, I think we're a little bit too big, maybe, for them to... Vanilla, you can just get all the wood you want from Russia? Yeah, but you want to build it yourself. That's a crazy looking company, damn. Yeah, so there's several companies in the more unique companies mod, which is this is part of, that are banks. You can only have one bank max. So this is our bank. But it is an Insano company. It's got all these different industries. Importantly, it has wood. So it's one of the reasons we were holding back on wood a little bit. But we'll get a bunch of wood in here as we colonize. Generalist, my economy is weak because I don't have enough wood gaming. Why are you exporting wood? No, you don't understand. We want to have more wood so that we can export it, so that stuff can be less sluggish, so that we can build proportionally more wood in the economy. And because we can't build as much wood as we would like and export as much wood as we would like, we're disadvantaged. There's no inconsistency here. It's not that we want wood to be cheap. It's that we want wood so that we can export it. If I thought I could get you to swap to Ethiopia, I'd ask that, lol. I'm not that naive. Yeah, fair. Fair. The timeline has been restored already, though. Problem I have with universal suffrage versus census one is that you're playing a backwards country with universal suffrage. Rural folk will dominate the political sphere. Yep, this is true. What is the next Vic 3 update? I haven't followed the news. The next, there's been no news because the devs have been on break. Next dev diary is going to be next week on Thursday. It will be a happy Thursday, a joyous Thursday, a monumentous Thursday. We're gaining like way too much money here. We need to add more construction. On Phoenicia, we don't. Oh, I wish we could downsize. I wish they made it so you could downsize gov buildings, but not military buildings. I understand why you can't downsize mill buildings. That makes sense when you have a rev brewing, but inability to downsize gov buildings is stupid. It just is. Cancel a revolution. Maybe. I don't really care if this rev pops. It looks like it's gonna pop next tick. Unless we start passing multiculturalism. We can do this. Yeah, it doesn't even let us. With the movement. Guaranteed libs would be okay. Also replace the rev with a different one? Who knows? You lost me at no, you don't understand. I'm sorry. Such a it's cool mod. Damn, making the goal of variety instead of historicity is such a good idea. Yeah, like I've been thinking a lot about like the balance of these considerations, because like in games, because like you can either make it like more of a game or make it more historical, right? With a lot of these things, and I've been trying to think like where I think Vic 3 like fits into all that. God, we have so many peasants in Tunisia, actually. Make a bunch of railroads. Oh no. France has reduced autonomy on them. Not like this. France will never give us what we want now. The decreased relations with them are kind of chugging along. The increased infamy also makes it hard to maintain good relations with people, like, over time. Looks like we are winning this war here. But, like, the fact that we accrue, like, we have a bigger cap, like, for the first penalty, it's like 50 infamy. But whenever we accrue infamy, we still get half that value in relations hit with everyone with an interest in the region. Hey, I'll hit like button over 40 watching, but only one like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. It does. So does commenting. Indeed it does. Women's suffrage, big nice. Our favorite. I think we are probably going to be wrapping up in about 10 minutes. What is this? And why can't we not side with them? Because we didn't side with them, like, last tick. God, so stupid. We're trying to usher them into being Japan. But we can't side with them because we need to side with them on an escalation because they're our subject. That was my bad. We're trying to. True. True if big. Yeah, this is another reason to be pro-hater, though, if you think about it. Generally, haters type more in chat. Because they're trying to get, like, a rise out of you, right? Like, speaking of, like, the hate watchers. And so, they boost engagement by, like, more than the average viewer. So we should be able to side here, right? Because they're our subject. And then we take over the play. No, just kidding. Wait, what? Oh, I'm confused. It's a subject of our subject that's rebelling against the Oda clan. Well, I guess we can't really do anything about it, even though we should be able to. We did a bunch of clicking for nothing. Hopefully that didn't affect our clicking too much. Ugh. Let's do that as well. So, population is really strongly coming up here. We're almost at the overpopulation mark. I think we reached that at 12 million, where we start receiving penalties to birth rate because of overpopulation. Definitely have some, you know, problems with pollution, but Heavenly Kingdom strikes again, growing ever bigger. We get an additional company slot because this guy became prosperous for our bonk company. I suppose we could just slot in a gold company. I think we maybe just slot in the best company we kind of can. We don't have any good companies, not like this. We don't even have access to the regular gold company, what the hell? I guess we just want to. I think this is probably going to be the last session anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. We're going to do this one for the minus mill goods cost. I was planning to play PoE 2 after playing PoE 1. Didn't realize it's not free to play. It is going to be free to play. It is an early access, so you have to pay to get early access. But PoE 2 is going to be free to play. It's just not free to have early access because they actually wanted fewer people playing it than are playing right now. They wanted to throttle it more. Immigration push is maybe going to be good. Maybe going to be bad. Who knows? I mean, I think it would not be good, but... Do we have enough for a cultural reform? How much is that? Like 600? Is it really 1,000? Minus 10% infamy generation is a huge one. God, we still have slavery and we have 17 SOL. But I think we had a little under 5 million slave pops before. Oh, we have 2 million more slaves than we had before. Wowza. I guess we got quite a bit in Lazio. Or their pop is growing, but... Only 80k in Lazio. The population of the slaves is growing, I guess. We have a lot of modifiers that we've kind of stacked for improving pop growth. Like we have the food company. Or sorry, we have the food principle. We have max workplace safety office. We have level 4 healthcare. So annoying, all those wasted clicks. No, all the time of the academy wasted. Are you gonna eventually buy one of the new NVIDIA 5K series GPU to play Vic 3 in 4K? I'm gonna upgrade CPU and like I think I'm gonna upgrade everything but my graphics card. I don't mind being lower tier graphics that much when playing games, and I've received virtually 0 complaints from people that my graphics settings are turned down too low. So like if I had a lot of people being like, I don't want to watch this with like terrible graphics, then I would probably do something about it, but I just figure it's not a big priority. Started to think how much the new NVIDIA 5K will cost. The 4900s were still over 1K when I bought a new rig in the fall. Jesus. Do you need DLC for Poe? Nope. Poe is just free to play. The expense that you pay for Poe, and this is Poe 1, is you have to buy stash tabs. So if you play the game an extended period of time and you run out of, storage space in your stash, then you would have to buy more. And also if you want to trade with people and list your stuff, you need a specialty stash tab for doing that. But you can play the game and decide if you like the game like completely for free. This is what I'd recommend. Vic 3 is mostly CPU intensive. Show us the religious map. Okay, we haven't been probably as proactive as we should be, but I think last time we checked it was when you asked about it. But we have intentionally spread our religion a little in a few places. In fact, I know just where we want to spread the Canaanite religion now. I have just the place. But we spread our religion a little bit. Not too much. It also doesn't matter too much. I mean, well, we're still on freedom of conscience, so we can still convert pops, but we eventually will go total separation, at which point I think you can't convert pops. Definitely do like the ability to do this, though. I wish you could do more with religion and swap religion. To be fair, like, it's supposed to be applying more to your culture rather than your nation, because you don't have, like, national religions as much, but... I need the best renders for my trains. This is the way. Do you need any DLCs to play Project Variety? Oh, was that the question? I asked because some total conversion mods ask for them to work in the workshop page. Or are you asking me? I don't know. I don't know if you need DLC to play this. Why don't we okay on sides with Shaanxi? What do they side for? For nothing? Nothing? Let's take a look at some stuff. So if we look at GDP heat map, everyone knows the center of economic activity in the world is, of course, Carthage. We have pretty literate, pretty high SOL too. Despite the slaves, really high population. Really, it's become kind of a beacon of our culture, and definitely us being able to push throughput, like just monstrous throughput levels, is really nice here. We have a lot that's owned by the company in Tunisia. Like, this is an obscene level of throughput. We have economies of scale giving plus 36. We have Tunisia from the company bonus, the engineering. Where are we getting all this 65% from? Prestige in the top 10, timeline restored, base value. Oh, this is from the company headquartering. Is it double counting the company headquarters, or what's the 65% about? Oh, we just have a ton of manufacturers bonus. in throughput. Maybe that's why we can't export to other people, because other people have the same type of bonus. If everyone gets manufacturing bonuses, this dilutes your player's ability to abuse the throughput bonuses to create an advantage, to create exports. It's interesting if that's what's going on here. I don't think it is, but we do have this super tall, you know, city in Carthage. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. But very, very nice. We have been running a ton of edicts throughout it, the entire game. Including, we've been running enlistment efforts intentionally, just for the training rate. There's 1 million people starving here, though. Shout out. If we look at the ledger, we could see how we compare to other people. No one really got very strong in this run, which is maybe... I mean, there's a lot of, like, middling guys, you know, in the middle 30 millions. But I think for this mod, you're not going to see too much consolidation on behalf of the AI, generally speaking. Just because... if you start to accumulate like a decent chunk of infamy in areas, you like crush your relationships and then you get dogpiled super hard. And so that's maybe something to think about. I think this mod's generally going to be a lot better for multiplayer than single player. Kind of with the way that infamy and stuff has changed a little bit. Unless you like want to start as someone like that feels too backwards and difficult in vanilla. In which case this would maybe help. I really wish the sorting tabs worked, but they're broken. They're broken in vanilla. This isn't the mod. But we do seem to have one of the highest SOLs in the world. We are number 3 in the world in SOL. What are we in GDP per capita? We are number 1 in GDP per capita. So, did these actually sort? What? Han's got 70 million pops. We have an enormous chunk of pops as well. We did kind of, in terms of national focus and this type of stuff, we ended up going trade ideas, administrative ideas, syndicalist ideas, and war of attrition, which I think was on theme for Carthage. The next one we were going to go for was going to be qualifications ideas, which would have given some of this stuff here. Arts Academies and University throughput is super cute and on theme with our migration thing. SOL for middle and upper strata is... I mean, the entire reason for going this is just this at the end of the rainbow. The output bonuses here. Which this might not even be the strongest one remaining, but it seemed like kind of on board with what we were doing with, you know, Carthage/Tunisia. I think economic ideas also would have been reasonable. This mod was created with multiplayer in mind. Yeah, I mean, generally when you do the balance that looks like this, it's multiplayer in mind. And also everyone has claims everywhere and this type of thing. Great since everything's so balanced. Yeah, the only thing is like there's tech imbalance for like these countries here. But there's also like a pop imbalance. So like you get bad starting tech, but a lot of pops. Having a lot of pops is probably just better, in a general sense. But anyways, I think we're going to wrap up the stream here, though. We are going to be streaming in 1 hour. In 1 hour, we will be starting a new stream to cover the competitive game. So I do want to take a little bit of a break, get something to eat, and then be like kind of back and ready to go. Let's see if... Ooh. Lex Veldhouse is live. I haven't seen him live in forever. I mean, I'm certain he's still streaming. He's just never streaming when we're streaming. We used to watch him when we watched a lot of poker content. Why don't we give him a little bit of a raid? And by a little bit of a raid, I mean a little bit of a raid, because, you know, we're small fries. But this is a poker player that we used to watch when we watched a lot of poker. So... And we will also link that to the YouTubers. They're interested. And we will be back in an hour. Hope to see you guys then. Bye-bye now.